Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna cook some cow foot. We have 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna add some black pepper and some chicken stock. Not a lot, I'll leave the measurement in the video, not too much. Just a little bit just for flavor purposes. And we're gonna add a little bit of Larry seasoning, not too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna mix it in. And we're gonna add some black pepper, and that's about it. All right, now we're gonna add a cup of water, not too much, because when you're pressure cooking, you want to make sure you don't add too much water, because obviously from steaming it's gonna add water, so you want to keep that in mind. And we're gonna pressure cook this for 4 to 7 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer it to the stove and finish it on top of the stove. So we add 3 cloves of garlic, some Larry seasoning, some chicken stock, a little salt, and a little ground black pepper. And now we're gonna put it in the pressure cooker. All right guys, after we finish cooking the cow foot in the pressure cooker, now we're gonna brown the curry. First, you wanna make sure the pot's hot. Then you're gonna add some oil and some curry, because I'm currying the cow foot, by the way, if I didn't mention that. I'm a one-man band. I don't have a proper camera today, so just bear with me. Add a little bit of oil, not too much, just a little bit. That's perfect. And okay. All right, now we're gonna add the curry. And once you add the curry into the oil, then you're gonna start the browning process, okay? But this is how you get great flavor from your curry. All right. So this is how you brown your curry to ensure maximum flavor. So this way you don't gotta use as much curry. So a lot of times if you're cooking like curry chicken or whatever, and you're short on curry, or you don't want to have to like you don't have a metal container to season your curry, because obviously plastic, the curry is going to stain it. You can just add the curry directly into the oil. So that's a shortcut you can definitely use. Alright, and then from this process we're going to add our cow foot. Alright, now guys, that's the water left over from boiling the foot. Make sure you use a spoon like this to make sure no oil or the water doesn't go in here when you're putting it into the pot with the curry, because the oil is going to splash and that can really hurt you, so you don't want that. So that's the process right here that we're working with. So now at this point, we're going to try to stir it into the curry. Make sure, you know, obviously you get that desired yellow curry color that you're looking for. And you could also add a little extra turmeric, which turmeric you want to get in curry, but it could all depend on how yellow you want it. You just add a little bit of turmeric in it. And the water is from right here. We're not going to throw that out. We're going to add that in at the end to add extra gravy. And this water is also good too, like if you're boiling in a bigger pot, like just boiling, not pressuring it, you could drink that water. That's very good for you, especially if you have nerve problems, because obviously that's, you know, the marrow, from all the benefits and the protein you're getting from the marrow. So you could actually drink that, just the water by itself, only if you're going to boil it in a big pot. So obviously it's not going to be that greasy. So as you're boiling it, you use your spoon and scrape and pick the oil off top and drink the water. That water is very good for you. So this process, we're going to let it brown a little bit more. We'll let the curry sit in there a little bit more. We're going to turn up the heat. And then we're going to add our peppers and stuff like that. So all that temperature we're looking for, now we're going to add our vegetables, which consist of green scallion, garlic, and regular onions, and some purple onions or sweet onions. And we're going to, obviously, mix that in. Obviously use what you have. We're going to mix that in. And I love potatoes, so I'm also gonna add some potatoes in it as well. So obviously from pressuring it, it's cooked, but I never like to cook it all the way. I like to at least save myself at least a good 5 minutes worth of cooking on the stove, just so I could get the flavor from obviously the curry and stuff like that. But that's why I'm keeping the water, obviously, to infuse more flavor back in there. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start it in. This is my, like I tell people all the time when you're cooking Jamaican food, people always like, oh, that's not correct. Well, it depends on what part of Jamaica you live. Everybody cooks differently. Not all of Jamaica cook the same. So from where I'm from, this is how we cook it. Alright, so now onions and everything sauteed in. Now we're gonna add back some of that water, and we're gonna add some potatoes in there. So we're gonna add back that water with all that great bone flavor and all that stuff. We're gonna add it back in. Alright, so we're gonna get that in there, and that's how we're gonna, this is the process of cooking it down. Now we're gonna add our potatoes. I have this is 4 potatoes I cut up in chunks. As I said, I love potatoes, so you can use more or less. Depends how much you like potatoes. Then we're gonna let this stew down, just on low. So it's gonna take a little while because I don't want the potato to mash. I just want it to cook slowly, so all the flavors in the pot could mix together. Then at the end, I'm gonna add my cock soup, which that's just what I like to add to it for necessary flavor at the end. All right. Like I said, everybody cook differently, but anytime you get recipes or you get stuff, you gotta change it to your liking and tweak it to your liking. Alright, so we're gonna let that simmer down, and we're gonna get back to it when the potatoes are cooked. So you get the fires turned up. So we're gonna turn the fire down to mid and let it simmer, so we get that desired slow cook that we're looking for. Alright, now it's simmered down. We're gonna add our Grace butter bean, but it don't matter whatever brand you have. I just happen to have Grace at the moment, but I usually just use whatever brand I have. I mean, Grace just costs more. There's nothing special about it. They all butter bean. So whatever brand you get your hands on, you add your butter bean. Then for the end, I'm gonna add some cock soup, because now everything done. The potatoes are cooked. Now I'm gonna add the cock soup to it. Alright, now we're gonna add our, once again, Grace cock soup. I don't know if they have another brand of cock soup, but I think they probably have another brand of cock soup, but I don't know about Grace. So trade cock soup in there. That's why I didn't add any more salt, because this thing is loaded with salt. It actually has 1,240 milligrams of sodium. That's why I didn't add any sodium throughout the whole process. I think I add a little bit, but okay. So you want to stir this in at this point. Now we're going to let it simmer down to the end, and we're going to get that desire that you're looking for. I added gravy, because I think I'm going to eat this with some mashed potato. Some mashed potato. So usually traditionally served with like white rice or rice and peas, but once again, I made it my own, and this is how I do it. And like I said, everywhere in Jamaica cook differently. So when I say, hey, this is my Jamaican style of cooking it, don't be like, yo, I know it's Jamaican cooking. Yeah, where you're from. Alright, so we're gonna let this simmer down now for a few minutes. And that's what you're looking for. So everything is cooked nice and slow. Let it simmer down for the influence of cock soup and the butter bean. And there you go. We're gonna have this with some mashed potato. Irish potato mash. Or you could do sweet potato mash, or you could do white rice or rice and peas, or provision yam, banana, dumpling, stuff like that nature. But I fell for mashed potato, so I made mashed potato. So that's what I'm gonna have this with tonight. Alright guys, we finished. It's done. So obviously that's how the plate right here is just, I put the spoon there because obviously the curry, I don't want it to stain anywhere. So I put it in a charcoal plate, easier to wash out. Keep that in mind when you're doing your curry, not to put your curry spoon on your table or anywhere, because curry do make a mess. It's hard to clean up, by the way. So we're done. There you go, your butter bean. We add the braised cock soup to it. Smells wonderful. I'm gonna have this, like I said, with some mashed potato. So, all right. Came out great. Smells delicious. Better give it a taste test. Oh yeah. Tastes just like Jamaica. Well, not taste like Jamaica. Tastes like how we will make it in Jamaica. So as always, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you have any video you'd like us to make or any dish you want me to make for you, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I'll take it as soon as possible. Be safe and Happy New Year. Bye.